What? The crown of Mazeline, valued at over £1 million. That would be a pretty catch. I haven't seen anything that tempting in a long time. Let me see. Mr. Sampton's house. Yes.
On behalf of the Queen, I'd like to thank you for safekeeping this national treasure.
A pleasure to be of service. Shall we see it? Right this way.
Huh?
Oh, is something the matter?
What's that? That's strange.
Oh. What? Why, Dudley, what are you doing in here, son?
Father, the crown is...
I thought I told you never to come in here without me. Now, what about the crown? What? Why, the crown seems to have disappeared. National treasures don't just disappear, Mr. Sampton.
Yes, but
That's one of England's most valued treasures.
Yes, I know.
If it's gone, it must have been stolen. Who else can gain access to this room?
Only me. Oh, yes, Dudley also knows where I keep the key.
What?
The key?
Dudley?
The door was already open when I looked to see why the crown was gone.
But if only 2 people knew about the key,
My son would never steal.
I'd like to think not. But I'm afraid we've caught him with his thumb in the pudding.
I'm sure there's an explanation for this.
We shall notify Scotland Yard.
No, please. If the public learns of this, my reputation will be ruined.
It will certainly be ruined if the crown of Mazeline is not returned at once.
Now, if Dudley will just tell us what he's done with it... Come back here.
Son!
I believe it's time to call the police.
Yes.
What dullards. They'll never see through my plan.
I'm Inspector Lestrade from Scotland Yard.
Please come in, sir. Oh, I appreciate your promptness, Inspector.
Some of the guests have left, but I wanted to question everyone.
Sorry.
It makes my job that much more difficult. But of course, no case is too much for Scotland Yard.
I'm sure.
Are we near Baker Street yet? I feel better already. I rather think I'm talking to myself. Hello there, can you hear me? I won't let myself be discouraged. Maybe he doesn't know who I'm going to see. I'm going to stay with the famous investigator Sherlock Hound. Surely you've heard of him.
I never had need of a detective myself.
Yes, well, he's the most clever of them all, and soon I'll be working with him. Oh,
This is 221 Baker Street, Governor.
Here at last. Oh, dear.
Ugh.
Who is it?
My name is Dr. Watson. I'm terribly sorry to arrive so late.
That's quite all right, Dr. Watson. Please come in.
Yes.
Do come in. You know, I've heard so much about you. Is something the matter?
No, not at all.
Oh, my, that looks heavy. Oh, dear, can I help you?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
If you come this way, I'll show you your room.
Yes. Oh, dear.
Are you sure I can't help you?
No, thank you. I've got it.
There it is.
Absolutely charming.
The window overlooks the flower garden.
Oh. Ah, yes, and the flowers in the garden are lovely. And you're very lovely, too.
I thank you.
And it's very lovely here. Where is Mr. Hound?
I'm afraid he's already gone to bed, but you'll see him in the morning. Good night.
They don't seem to have touched anything other than the crown. Who was in the room at the time of the crime?
Only Sampton's son, Dudley.
Hey, look.
Obviously, the only escape route is that door. The robbery was definitely committed by insiders.
And there are only 2 people who have access to this room.
Moreover, I've heard that Dudley planned to elope with a girl who doesn't meet his father's approval.
What? Elope? A girlfriend? He did it as a last resort.
What's that? The visitor might be a client. I should offer my assistance.
Hello, Watson.
Oh, I say, I keep running into beautiful women.
Hope you slept well. We've quite a challenge ahead.
Oh, it's always a pleasure with you, Hound.
Your spirits seem unusually high, Watson. May I present Miss Seals? This is my colleague, Dr. Watson.
How do you do, Miss Seals? It's a pleasure to meet you.
Come, Watson.
Oh? Yes.
I'm certain that Dudley did not steal it, despite what they say.
I believe the accusations are a result of his strange behavior at the scene of the crime.
Doctor, do you dare to suggest that he's guilty?
Well,
But he's not. We must do everything to prove that Dudley is innocent.
Rest assured, I'll do my best. But first, we must locate the crown of Marceline.
No matter how thoroughly Lestrade and his men search, they'll never find my treasure. Huh? What? Who's that? Is that blasted Hound again?
The crown isn't anywhere, sir.
If it isn't in the house, then the culprit has taken off with it, Mr. Sampton.
Hound is here.
What? Sherlock Hound? I should have known he would meddle in such a case as this.
Good day, Inspector. I am here to carry on an investigation at the request of a private party.
Private party? Who are you talking about?
That, my dear Inspector, is confidential.
Confidential, is it? Nothing is confidential with Scotland Yard.
Huh?
It is Sampton's son, Dudley, isn't it?
I suggest you think again. Theft such as this requires certain criminal expertise.
Yes, when we came into the room, my son was standing right here. But he didn't have the crown.
The key was in its usual place, is that correct?
Yes, where I always keep it.
I see, very good. Scratch marks. The lock has been picked. Your son said he suspected something because the door was ajar?
Yes.
Well, then the criminal did not escape through the door. Hello?
find something, Hound?
2 footprints.
Huh?
And this hair. We're on the right track, Watson.
But, Hound, surely it's impossible to escape from here.
Not necessarily, Watson. Look. It's all quite obvious. The criminals were hiding behind the curtain when Dudley came into the room to investigate.
Huh?
Then the thieves escaped through the window, using a rope and hook to climb down.
So, we're looking for a blonde rock climber.
I'm afraid not, Watson. This hair is from a wig. Our culprits were in disguise, most likely guests at the party.
Where are we going, Hound?
More footprints.
Careful, Hound. Oh, dear, Hound! I say, are you all right, Hound? Did you hurt yourself?
Not at all. Look, it's the rope the criminals used to escape. You see the hook on the end of it?
So, they did climb out of the window.
Yes, and they returned to the party, Watson, after hiding the crown of Marceline somewhere nearby.
I mentioned to get out of these girly clothes.
Gee, Todd, I thought you looked kind of cute all dressed up.
Between this smelly perfume and the hair that keeps falling out of this wig, I almost need this right to Scotland Yard.
Yeah, Todd. Oh, that was great when you winked at that copper.
Those dimwits have done all right so far.
Are you sure Dudley isn't here? If you're hiding him, you'll both be sorry.
If you don't believe me, then come inside and search. Neither of us has committed any crime.
It's my job to decide that.
Inspector?
Hold on a minute there, I believe her. If you hear from Dudley, you let us know. And remember, I'll know if you lie to me. Stop the car. I think she's hiding something. I want you to watch her.
Yes, sir.
How is it going? Any movement?
No, sir.
Wait a second, hold it.
Good evening, Inspector.
I'm warning you, Sherlock Hound, don't interfere.
I'm very close to locating the crown, my dear Inspector, but I'd require your cooperation.
Just what kind of cooperation, eh?
We must intercept the criminals on the river below Mr. Sumpton's estate. Have you a boat?
Of course, that was my next move. I plan to search the area myself.
Well, then,
Is that where it is?
what a brilliant deduction, Inspector Lestrade.
What now, sir?
To the river. How much longer must I wait like this? I certainly hope he knows what he's doing. I wonder where they can be, Hound.
Here they come, Watson.
I hear them. Here they come. Get down. Huh?
See them?
Shh, there. To your post, men, hurry.
Oh, look, it's here.
Oh, it's nice to do it the easy way. What you think, Todd? They have the precious crown of Mazarin. Start the engines.
Heave-ho! Heave-ho! Heave-ho!
Oh, no, start the yard.
Let's get out of here.
It's got to start. Keep headed, Hound. Whoa.
The chase is on, Watson.
Man, I see. Wait, surrender the crown.
Speed up.
Hold on. Wait a minute, wait. Gee, Todd, they're fast. Huh? Who does he think he is? Yeah, I'll get you, you mongrel. Come on, then, fire more coal. I said faster. Oh. All right, men, get ready for the capture. No criminal can escape the long arm of Scotland Yard.
Now it's a good thing we used to be pirates, Todd.
Yeah, they'll never catch us underwater. Help the boy.
Aye, aye.
Oh.
Steady.
In there.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
All right, men, we've almost got them. We've got you now, you criminals, you hear me? Hooray for Scotland Yard! Get this boat moving! Faster, faster! Stay with it, men! After them! We're moments away from victory!
Turn this way!
Get him! Get him! Don't let him get away!
Get it, Smiley. You're sunk, Lestrade.
Just a minor setback, men. After them! We almost had them, men!
See you later.
Now let's get the crown back.
Get moving.
Yeah, I want.
As I thought. Why do I always have to do everything myself?
Trigger!
Go home, Hound. The crown is mine. I've been through too much trouble to give it up now. My secret weapon.
You want to play, eh?
Hey, what's the big idea?
You're under arrest. Quickly, quickly. Faster, faster. Nothing stops Scotland Yard. Don't be defeated. Chase them. Come on.
So long, Lestrade.
I always get my man. Oh.
It's good to see the crown in its proper place again. The two of you as well.
Thanks to you. But, Mr. Hound, how did you know Dudley was not guilty?
Elementary. Because your son had access to the key, he would have no need to pick the lock.
I see.
But I would never have become involved if Miss Seals had not believed in his innocence.
I didn't realize she was such a fine lady. I'm afraid I've misjudged her and Dudley. Thank you, Father. So,
We mustn't forget Inspector Lestrade's brave efforts on your behalf.
Sure. Hound gets the credit, and I always end up with all the medical bills.